Hi, Julie. Can you introduce us to your foster bird?
Yes, good afternoon, Katie. So this is Timeo or Timeo, but I do call him Timmy. And he came into Mickaboo just recently, the first week in May. He believed, or we, he had actually flown into a backyard in San Jose about 4 years ago, and he picked the right backyard to fly into because those folks had an outdoor aviary that also housed a couple other ringnecks. So he
Oh,
became part of their aviary. The folks did try and find, his owners, but
mhm,
unfortunately they were unable to do so. So he had some bird friends and was an outdoor aviary bird.
got it. Um, and what species is he? I know there's more than one kind of ringneck.
Timmy is an Indian ringneck.
Got it. Do we know if Timmy is male or female?
He has not been DNA sex, but judging by that black ring that's around his neck, we could deduce that he is a male.
Ah, okay. So another sexually dimorphic species. Got it.
Yes.
Um, do we know how old Timmy is? Probably not, with the history of being a foundling, essentially.
Right. Not exactly. So we know that he's at least 4 years old because that's how long he was with his last family for.
Mhm,
And we know, judging by his feet, that he's probably not an older bird, but he is probably hanging out somewhere in the middle. We're just not exactly sure.
got it. Um, and is he tame? It looks like he's somewhat tame. He kind of snatched that piece of fruit and moved away from whoever gave it to him, but then he's just sitting there looking pretty pleased eating.
He is not tame, but I got so excited in this video because that was the first time he actually took food from my hand. He had
Mm,
done that with his previous owners. He would, take a piece of food and then he would run away again. But he has gotten a lot better. So now whenever I go to put my hand in the cage to change his liner, he's not, flying around. He just kind of watches it go on. Whenever
mhm.
we're moving past the cage too, he's just watching things go on. So not getting spooked or scared anymore. And we're working on the taming, but for him to be able to take that food from my hand so quickly within being in my house, that's just been great.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I mean, that's less than a month. I mean, he looks very comfortable there. I know, I
Mhm.
mean, it sounds like he still has he's not your going to be your best friend on day one, but that's not a bird who's afraid. He's he's feeling comfortable and happy there, it looks like.
Yeah, he likes to watch things and he does live. His foster sister is a 12-pound Chiweenie. So he enjoys watching her and being around, seeing other birds and animals. He would
Mm-hmm.
probably really like to be with some other birds since he did come from the aviary and was with birds then.
Uh-huh.
So, and that was part of the reason why he was surrendered as well, as the family he was with could tell that, he just needed some other bird friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's comfortable with your family and with the other animals in the household. Oh, and we have an audience question. Does he fly or is he clipped?
He is not clipped and he does fly.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a pretty good flyer too. So he will I have a very open floor plan in my house. He'll
Mm-hmm.
fly from his cage, which is close to the front of the house there, all the way to the back part of the kitchen, make a big circle and come back to his cage. Sometimes he goes and flies on top of the TV and sits there for a while. And there's other places he likes to fly and look around at, but he always comes back to his
Mm-hmm.
cage.
Okay. Yeah. So pretty good navigator too.
Yes.
Um, and reminder to our audience, you definitely can ask more questions about Timmy or the other birds we've met today using the Q&A in Zoom or the video chat on Facebook. Um, what does Timmy eat? I think this is a piece of strawberry or something, I think that he's strutting around with, but what else does he eat?
It is. He loves fruit. Strawberries and grapes are his favorite. We're
Mm,
trying veggies. He's good about trying things. He may not eat all of it, but at least he'll try. So he tries his carrots too.
mhm,
He was on a diet of seed and really loved those sunflower seeds. So we've been trying to switch him over to the Rowdy Bush pellets. And I think this
mhm,
week coming up, we'll be able to finalize that out and get him off of the seed and onto the Rowdy Bush and then supplement with various fruits and vegetables.
mhm. That's great. It definitely is a big project to get a bird's diet transitioned, but it does definitely improve their health.
Definitely.
Um, oh, look at here he is up on the ceiling fan, and definitely a good disclaimer on here that it can be dangerous to have a ceiling fan with birds.
Yeah.
But if you have a safety plan, it is also a ton of fun, as we're seeing here.
It is. And he loves, so this is one of the places he flies to. And I'm very thankful that we put in the disclaimer. So whenever he gets out of his cage, always make sure the fans are off, the doors are closed, the windows are safe. But
Mhm.
what he loves to do is he'll fly up on one of the fan blades, and with his body weight and force, he kind of will propel at about 180 degrees. So he takes a half ride around, and whenever he wants to continue that ride, he'll jump from fan blade to fan blade and continue to propel himself.
Ah, smart.
Yes,
Like a kid at the playground. Um,
exactly. He's a really smart bird.
what else? What are other things that he likes to do? What are his typical behaviors?
So he does enjoy his out time and, of course, his strawberries and grapes. Other than that, he likes to take an afternoon nap, enjoys watching out the window. And one of the first nights that I had him, he was, of course, coming from an outdoor aviary that had a larger cage. So he went to being inside of a house in a smaller cage, and he was kind of
Mm,
pacing his cage, and I felt bad for him. I ended up turning on a Chromebook and bringing up YouTube with other Indian ringnecks, and he just stopped and just watched these Indian ringnecks on YouTube and
oh,
was
wow.
so focused on them. There was one video where the Indian ringnecks were calling out, and so he was contact calling back to him as well. It was pretty cute to watch.
Oh, yeah. He does want a friend.
Yes.
We have a good audience question here, as we just saw him take off a minute ago. How do you keep the windows safe when he's out?
I have about 4 large glass picture windows. So I only have drapes on one of them. Whenever he is out, I have the drapes partially pulled on that one window, but on the other windows, I have the 3x3 post-it notes just kind of scattered
Hmm.
around on the windows. And there was one time where he actually, the first time he went flying towards the kitchen window, I got really scared, but those post-it notes work like a charm. It's something that we recommend with Mickaboo. And he turned around and came right back, never touched that window, didn't get close. So
Mm-hmm.
post-it notes up on the window are a dream.
Yeah, makes a visual barrier for them.
Yes.
How big is his cage?
He is in a flight cage right now, and it is approximately 36 inches in height, about 32 inches in length, and 22 inches in width. I'm sorry, 20
Mhm.
inches in width, but I would like to see him being just a little bit bigger width cage, maybe 22 inches minimum.
Yeah, that long tail. He
Yes,
needs some space to,
he does.
yeah, be able to turn around. Does Timmy need any kind of special care?
No special care. He does have, and I'm not sure if you can see it in the video or not, there's one of his claws that is missing on his
Mm,
foot, and it doesn't seem like it causes him any issue or pain. He uses his foot to eat with, he can hold on to perches very well. So,
mhm.
no special care, just kept an eye on that. He seems to be in fairly good health. His droppings are looking good, and he doesn't have any other signs of any illness, luckily.
That's great. Um, Before we move on to our next bird, are there any last things you'd like to tell us about Timmy?
I have a funny story. So once again, he has been in my house for just a short period of time. And within that, probably first into the first week or beginning of the second week, we were watching a movie on TV. He does enjoy watching TV. And in the movie, they started going into like a birthday party and playing salsa music. And he just went crazy. He got so riled up and started whistling back to him and just getting so excited. So I've determined that he likes to play, or if he likes to listen to salsa music, I'll leave that on sometimes on the Echo device whenever I leave him for a little bit to give him something to listen to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Julie, for introducing us to Timmy. He sounds like a really fantastic little guy who will enjoy, ideally, a home with another ringneck companion.
Indeed. He is a super neat little bird. He's awesome. Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much.